Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dear students, Assalamu alaikum. Today we are going to start a new topic. There is types of relationship and degree of relationship. So let's start. So first of all, we will start with the types of relationship. Whenever we have to describe the types of relationship, we always consider the maximum cardinalities, as we already know that we have minimum cardinalities as well as the maximum cardinalities. But whenever we are describing some relationship, we are supposed to look at the maximum cardinalities only. So on the basis of those combinations of maximum cardinalities, we have three types of relationships. Number one is the one-to-one relationship, then another one is one-to-many relationship, and then the last one is the many-to-many relationship. So let's see these types of relationships one by one. So first of all, we have one-to-one relationship. Say we have two entity classes A and B related to each other. So here we have A and here we have B. So if I say that, if I consider a single instance of A and I ask you for one instance of A, how many instances of entity class B can I have? So the answer will be cardinality, right? And that can be minimum and maximum. So if I change my question and I ask for one A, how many maximum B? That will define the type of relationship. So if you tell me for one A we have maximum only one record of B, so I'll put 1 over here. And when I'll ask you how many A's, when I put my finger on one record of B. So for one B, if I get maximum 1 A, that would be one-to-one relationship. Let me show it with the help of another diagram. Say now here, if I say that for one record of A, we have maximum one record of B. And vice versa, that is for one instance or record of B, we have maximum one instance of A. So on the both sides we are getting 1. So this kind of relationship is known as one-to-one relationship. And normally in the shorthand notation we mention it as 1:1. So one-to-one relationship is the one in which for both sides we get a single instance or the record for the one record of the other side. Now let's move towards the one-to-many relationship. In this type of relationship, if I ask you for one record or one instance of A, how many B's can I have, or how many records of B can I have? If you tell me that maximum we can have many records of B, for one A there can be many records of B, and while I move back, there is for one instance of B, how many records of A can I have? And you tell me that maximum only 1. So in that case, it is known as one-to-many relationship. Let me explain it with another example, another diagram. So look here. If I say that for one record of A, maximum how many records of B can I have? You are telling me many records. And when I ask for one record of A, maximum how many records of A can I have? That means one record of B, how many maximum records of A? You tell me only 1. So on the one side I have many symbol and on the other side I have one symbol for the maximum cardinality. So this is known as one-to-many relationship. This relationship is one-to-many because when I take one record of one side, I get many records of the other side. And then if I take the one record of the other side and I come back, I get maximum only one record. This is one-to-many relationship. Now we move to the next type. There is the same but with some more explanation. Sometimes students call it many-to-one, this second one. Why? Because they find that here we have got the many and on the other side we have got the one, so this is many-to-one. No. In fact, there is no difference in these two diagrams. In this case, if I consider A and I get many of B, and I consider one of B and I get only one maximum of A, that is one-to-many. only places have been changed. So in this case again, when I move from A to B, I maximum get 1, and when I come back from B to A, I get maximum many. So it does not mean that these are two different types, because their nature is same. On the one side, any of the one side, we get many, and on the other side we get 1. So these both are known as one-to-many. So far we have studied only two types, one-to-one and one-to-many. Now check many-to-many relationship. If I tell you that for one instance of A, we can have maximum many instances of B, and for a single instance of B, we can have maximum many instances of A, then it would be many-to-many relationship. Now let me show it to you. If I say that for 1, how many maximum B's? So you show me for one record of A, we have many records of B. And then for one record of B, we have many records of A. So this kind of relationship is known as many-to-many relationship. Let's see these three types in a single diagram. Now you can check in this diagram, this red line shows us the minimum cardinality, that is 1 and 0, and the blue one is showing us the maximum. As I told you, when we are looking for the types of relationship, we never look at these minimum cardinalities, rather we look at the maximum cardinality. So when I look at this diagram, I can see that if I look for the one student, for one student maximum I can have one project. And when I consider one project, maximum I can get one student. So on the both sides, these blue lines or bars are describing that for one student, maximum one project, for one project, maximum one student. So look, this is known as one-to-one relationship. And now if I move towards this one, I will not look at these red lines. These are the minimum cardinalities. Only I will check the maximum. So if I say that a project is supervised by maximum one teacher. Look, this blue bar is showing one teacher, maximum. And if I say that one teacher can supervise how many maximum projects, so here we can see the symbol of many. So on the one side, I am getting the symbol of 1, and on the other side, I am getting the symbol of many. So this describes one-to-many relationship. Now I move towards this one. One teacher can have maximum how many fields? Sir, one field. So maximum he can have one field. And of a field, department can have how many teachers? Sir, we can have many teachers of a field. So now check. On the one side, I am getting 1. On the other side, I am getting many. No matter I am getting many over here or I am getting many over here and 1 here or 1 here, it does not make the difference. It is still one-to-many relationship. So one-to-many, 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 one-to-one. And now we move towards this relationship. One student can have maximum many courses, can register many courses. And a course can be registered by many students. So when I move from student to course, I get the many symbol. When I move from course to student, I get the many symbol. So this represents many-to-many relationship. Similarly, a course can be taught by many teachers maximum, right? So for example, there are 6 instances of a same course. So maybe 2 or 3 teachers would be teaching that course. So one course can be taught by many teachers, and a teacher or one teacher can teach many courses. So again, here we have both many symbols, so it would be many-to-many relationship. So this diagram tells us about the 3 types: one-to-one, these 2 are telling us one-to-many, and these 2 are telling us many-to-many relationship. So I hope you will understand these. You can check in your book about these relationships, and you can get more examples of these relationships, types of relationships. Now we move towards the next topic, that is degree of relationship. So degree of relationship is the number of entity classes that participate in that relationship. That means if I move back and I show you only this diagram, here this relationship, this diamond, whether it is a diamond or it is a line, we have two entity classes that are attached to it. So that means its degree is 2. So the number of entity classes that participate in a relationship is known as degree of a relationship. So let's start with it. We have different kind of relationships or degrees of relationships: unary, binary, ternary, and normally we call it higher degrees as n-ary. So now check. Here we have different types of degrees of relationship. A single entity class making relationship by itself, unary; 2 making relationship, binary; 3 participating in a relationship, ternary. So we will now study all these types one by one. So let's start with the unary or degree 1. Check if we have an entity class employee and it makes a relationship with itself. That is, we say that employee is a class and employee manages other employees. So that means, in fact, this employee class record, Mr. A is managing Mr. B or Mr. B, C, D, E, F. So in that case, if I am going to make 2 different entity classes, so logically these must be 2 different tables at the end. So that means we are going to have duplication in it. So whenever an entity class makes some relationship with itself, its instances are making relationship to itself, then we do not draw this line like this and we do not draw this entity class like twice, right? It is duplication. So what we do, we take the entity class and we relate it with the help of a diamond or without diamond with a single line. We can relate it by itself. So now I will study it, so I'll say that Mr. A, who is in fact in this entity class, manages Mr. B, C, D, E, and F. So that means those are also member of this entity class. So this kind of relationship in which only a single entity class participate is known as unary relationship, and normally as it is moving inside, right? So and it is just making a relationship with itself, like the recursion in which we call a function called itself. So like the recursion, we have here another name of this relationship, unary relationship and recursive relationship. A relationship in which records or instances are making relationship with the same class. So we call it unary, degree 1, and recursive relationship. Now check, this is a class of persons, or the male and female, men and women are there. So now we say that a person is married to a person. So this is another example. This is in fact an example of unary, that it is making by itself. Employee manages employee, team stands after team. So these are the examples of unary relationship, recursive relationship, or degree 1 relationship. Now we move towards the degree 2 relationship. Any relationship in which 2 entity classes participate is known as binary relationship. Bi means 2. So here we can see that along with this diamond, 2 entity classes are attached. So this is binary relationship. So wherever you will find 2 entity classes attached to each other or associated to each other with a single line, those would be known as binary relationship. So we can see that student registers course. So this is binary. Course is taught by a teacher. That is binary. Student works on a project. Again binary. Customer buys product. Again binary. Student pays fee. Again binary. So in fact, normally we come across most of the time with binary relationship. So we have already seen all the examples that we have studied so far were the binary. Today we have seen this one, that is the unary. Otherwise, so far we have seen the binary, the 2 entity classes participating in a single relationship, a single diamond or a single line. So now check, employee is assigned parking. The relationship is between 2 entity classes. Product line contains the product. Again, we have 2 entity classes. Student register for the course. Again, two entity classes. So now we will move towards the ternary relationship, and as I told you, in this type of relationship, in fact, we will deal with three different entity classes. So let's start. If in a relationship three entity classes participate simultaneously at a time, then that kind of relationship is known as ternary or degree 3 relationship. So we can see that student studies a course from a teacher. So simultaneously this relationship has got three different entity classes. So this kind of relationship may be a single line, or the way I have designed the diamond. So this diamond is attached with three rectangles, three entity classes, so it will be a ternary relationship. If there is a line and that is attached to the three entity classes, again that will be ternary. So degree 3 relationship is a relationship in which three entity classes participate simultaneously. So let's see. Here I have got the same example, student studies course from the teacher, but what I have done now, instead of making it a ternary, I tried to make two binaries, that is the same entity classes, student, course and the teacher. And what I am doing, in fact, I am saying that this student class is related only with the course. So it is a binary. And then course is related with, for example, teacher, another binary. But remember one thing, in fact, in this case, this diagram or two binary relationships can never be equal to one ternary, because this ternary is giving me three data or three informations like about student, the course he is taking and the teacher. But when I look this binary, it gives me data about student and the course he is taking. When I look this one, a course taken by taught by the teacher and teacher teaching that course, again only two informations. And if I relate it with this one, that student teaches from which teacher, or student studies from which teacher, or teacher teaches which student, so these will become three binaries, but not the two binaries or the three binaries will be equal to one ternary. The reason is this relationship gives simultaneous information about these three entity classes. But if I make another one over here and we have three binaries, it will be giving me the information about student and teacher. It will be giving me the information about student and course. And this one will be giving me the information about course and the teacher. So that is why we say that the binary relationships, for example, three binaries with the same entity classes, cannot be equal to one ternary with those entity classes. Fine. So now here we have another example, that is vendor supplies parts to a warehouse. So this line describes that three entity classes taking part in this relationship. So this relationship is giving me simultaneously information about which vendor supplied which part to which warehouse. So in fact, this kind of relationship is known as ternary or degree 3 relationship. So we have unary relationship degree 1, binary relationship degree 2, and now this one ternary relationship degree 3 relationship. When we increase the number of entity classes, for example, if I say that we go 4 or 5 entity classes, or we make we model some data in such a manner that here comes another entity classes. For example, I say that van, or I say that vehicle, in which vehicle that part was sent by that vendor to that warehouse. So it will be higher degree. So let's talk about the higher degree. Here we have 4 entity classes taking part in the single relationship simultaneously. Student is studying a course from a teacher in a special program. For example, BSSE, BSIT, BS Software Engineering. So in fact, I am getting the information about 4 entity classes at the same time, simultaneously. So we will call it higher degree relationship. and sometimes we call it n-ary relationship, where n is equal to number of entity classes. So here we have 4 entity classes taking part in this relationship. So this is n is, here we have n is equal to 4. So this is higher degree or n-ary relationship. We can check more higher degree, there is 5. So now student studies a course from a teacher in a program in a class. So now 5 entity classes taking part in a relationship. This becomes the higher degree relationship. And as we have here 5 entity classes participating in this single diamond, single relationship, so this is known as n-ary relationship with n is equal to 5. So this is the way we design the relationship and we describe the degree of relationship. But consider my advice, without any reason or without any need, we never make so many high degree relationships. If it is required, go for it. But for the sake of fun, we do not make these kind of high degree relationships, because these kind of things make the queries difficult or complex, right? So it is better to go for the binary or maximum ternary. So this is just an advice, but if it is needed, then we have studied, we can do this. So this was about the degree of relationship and types of relationship. Hope you got the concepts. Try to model these, and I'm sure that you can do this. So try this. Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.